Welcome to the From the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's a Twitter like whore, an Instagram thirst trap, and your grandma's guilty pleasure, Beef Loaf. A West Coast attitude in a decidedly Midwest body, My Sock Summer. And your host, he's sharing obscure music thoughts to give you time to hit the bathroom, Terezi E.
Thank you, Quarantine. Welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready for some baseball, beer, and bullshit. And remember the drinking rules. If Beef Loaf says allegedly, or that he manifested that, you drink. If My Sock Summer talks about the gym or tells us he simply did not have time, you drink. And if I talk music or Star Wars, you drink. And you can make all of us drink, of course, for $1.08 or more. But speaking of drinking, fellas, what are you drinking? My Sock Summer, what are you drinking tonight? You on the quest?
I am not on the quest. Ran out of time, so drink.
Drink, everyone! Not enough time again.
Gonna make me pour my drink.
Finish that bottle. So I'm gonna be drinking that for a while, and we'll see. I might move into some more different bourbons after this, but only time will tell. But definitely did not have time to get something fun.
Jeez. And bourbon. What a shock. What a shock. Beef. Yes. Beef, what are you drinking?
Treasy, full disclosure, I am not on the quest. You know what, though? One complaint.
You got more Strohs left, though?
You didn't update last week's sheet. I went to look through the sheet. Huh?
I haven't yet.
See? You're sleeping on the job over there. Yeah, I have so much Strohs left. And I was catching shit over the weekend from you and Slim Mick and others. You're not going to drink all the Strohs. You're not going to drink all the Strohs. I am going to drink Strohs again tonight just to show my commitment to the Strohs and my commitment to driving all the way out to Archer Liquors to get this goddamn beer. So it's like I told you, it's a quintessential old man beer. I've been taking my old man walks in the evening, getting a little couple extra steps. That's why I didn't join you guys on the playback. Also, I want to see my boys go out and do it without me. You know, I like to catch you guys when you're doing your thing when I'm not there. It adds a different element. So yeah, Strohs going on smooth. I had one out. Had 6 here in the chamber in the little fridge. Oh, yeah. I plan to finish all of them during the show. That's the plan as of right now.
Hell yes.
I love it.
Proud of you. What are you drinking, chorizo?
I made myself a little batch of gimlets here.
I
was like, what do I got in the house? And I used up all the gin I have because like I didn't have much left. And so I was like, okay, what is this drink? So this is my first ever. So I'm gonna take it now.
Oh, nice.
Probably not supposed to be served over ice, but I don't care. Hello. It's good. I mean, it's gin, right? It's just like it's gin, lime juice, and simple syrup, right? Like pretty straightforward drink. Not bad. I would drink again. In fact, I will drink it again many times tonight. Speaking of which, let's get a drink from Jerry O'Sullivan. He says, congratulations to the 108 for exerting their papal supremacy and getting the first White Sox fan pope elected. Well played, boys. Cheers. Cheers.
Thank you, Jerry. Bless you.
Cheers. President first, then Pope. I mean, Sox fans cleaning up right now.
We have been. Yeah.
Delicious. I love it.
God forbid the team wants to win 30% of their games. It'll be icing on the cake.
I mean, listen, we can't get everything at once, okay? Just take it easy. Take it easy. We did win a World Series, 20 years ago. So just take it easy.
A short 20 years ago.
It's just, listen, we're still celebrating 85. Remember, this is a Bears town.
That's true.
They haven't won since 85. So
that's a great point.
Compared to them, that's been 40 years since that. I don't hate to bring that up, but that's what it is.
I'm glad you mentioned it.
Tadahito says, is that a fluorescent Jesus light right behind Cherezi's right shoulder? It's actually a vampire, so kind of different. But but we're in the spirit. We're in the spirit tonight. That's why I'm wearing my Black Sabbath shirt. I'm SS. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing really good, and I don't. You guys know, and I think people at home know. But I used to live out west in Illinois too, in the Sterling Rock Falls area, and one of the towns right by us is Dixon, mostly known as the birthplace of I think I'm guessing it's a Cubs fan president, and that was Ronald Reagan. But he doesn't really count. He was kind of demented at that point when he was throwing out pitches for the Cubs. So we don't worry about that. He also home of Rita Cromwell, who stole the most money ever as a single person from the city of Dixon, which most people don't know that they got almost all that money back, plus because they were just rubber stamping the tax return audits, and so they got to sue those people, and then they got the money back.
Good old Arthur Anderson, I believe, right?
I think that's right. Or it was William Murray or something. Yeah. But also Dixon is home to a festival called the Petunia Fest. So Dixon is the Petunia city. They have these little petunia flowers, and they have them everywhere. It's their biggest thing. It's around 4th of July. They have they used to, I don't know if they do anymore. They used to have a huge ass beer garden, which was just insanity. Like when we turned 21, we were like, we should probably go to that. And then we heard that everyone gets stabbed there, and we were like, we're not going to that because we don't want to get stabbed.
Whoa. MSS is doing the weave. I love it.
Yeah, I love Papa Summer was like, hey, I'm going to I had a volleyball tournament that he used to run at the Petunia Fest every year, and your boy used to sell pops for 50 cents a piece, and I made a shitload of money when I sold pops. But anyway, they have live music at Petunia Fest, and they announced the lineup yesterday. Now, when I was a kid, you would see all these old bands come through, right? You'd be like, oh, it's Steppenwolf. But it's not actually Steppenwolf. It's the guy that played keyboards in Steppenwolf like for 7 years after all the original members left, right? So it's they use the term, the term of what the band is. You know what I'm talking about. It's like
they use it very loosely, is what you're saying. Yeah, right. One member that played in there for 2 years. This is that band all of a sudden.
Right.
It's like Pantera reunion. It's like, well, that would take ghosts or zombies.
It's a little, yes, it's very similar, but not just that, Chirizi, but like the guy that used to guitar tech for Daryl was like all of a sudden like, yeah, it's Pantera.
He somehow has the name. It's
just the guitar tech. But so recently, like there's been some bands that have been coming back, and they were easy to make fun of because you're like, well, that's just really not my style. Whatever. Spin Doctors. You're like, oh man, poor Spin Doctors, right?
Prince, baby.
Yeah, like they had like 3 good hit songs, but they played Petunia Fest. So I was like, oh yeah, I kind of laugh, and like, oh, look at these old bands coming around, Dixon. And then Everclear played, and then Blues Traveler played, and I was like, okay, getting a little closer to home of like, where I grew up music wise. And then this year, a band popped up, Blind Melon, and I'm like, shit. I like Blind Melon. They have a new singer, so it's obviously.
I would think so.
But so I was like, okay, I get this. But then they announced the Smoking Popes are playing Petunia Fest, and I'm like, this is a band that I still listen to, still like, right? And like currently, there's only 2 original members in the band, like that aren't like one of the Josh and then the drummer.
Did we lose my suck summer there? Treasy?
Yeah,
he died. Okay, he's back. No, you're good.
Oh shit! See, my internet's sucking right now, guys. I don't know why.
It's okay. You died right when you were saying that the 2 members are gone, but they still got 2 members. That's right where we left you right there.
So yeah, the 2. So they might have 2 come back and tour with them anyway. So anywho, the Popes are playing, and it seriously hit bone today of me going, all right, I'm finally in that old enough group where people are probably making fun of. They're like, look at the Smoking Popes are playing. They had that hit in Clueless all these years ago, and we've never heard from them again. That was their one time, and now I am actually in that group. Are we really that old, fellas? That would be my question to you. Are we that old? And we're going to shitty like local fests to see bands that we still like?
MSS, we are that old. I'm like, I was looking at the Riot Fest lineup here,
yes,
and like, I'm like, you know how fucking old I am? I'm like, damn, Weird Al Yankovic. I'm way in on that. That's too. I would be. I'm very excited for that. But MSS, you are even older than you think, because you've reached the age where you're like, 2 of the members still around. good enough.
Good enough.
The thing you were making fun of at the very beginning of this, you're like, well, it's one of my bands, then it's fine. You know, that's cool. You were overlooking Blind Melon having a totally new lead singer.
No, I'm not overlooking. I just don't care as much. Like I haven't listened to. I have not listened to any Blind Melon since like the first record, maybe a Little Soup, and that was it. Like I didn't really.
I love Blind Melon much more than the Dakotas. I'll tell you that much. I love Blind Melon.
I knew that was coming,
and I'm not gonna apologize for it. Let's get a couple.
Don't take that, Amber. Don't take that. Come back at him. Let's go.
Let's get a couple drinks here. Our guy CJ says, just bought a black and white foam White Sox Pope hat to go with our foam fingers and huge socks chain. Cheers and praise be, you jagoffs.
Cheers.
Hashtag 108. And cheers, CJ.
Thank you,
Bless
CJ.
you.
Cheers.
Bless you, my
friend.
CJ. Yes.
Beautiful.
And then our guy Vino coming out with, the 1999. It's a big tip.
God
Thank you,
damn.
Vino.
Tip. He says, cheers, boys. We'll likely see you tomorrow. Can't wait, man.
Wonderful. And
Cheers.
congrats on the nuptials.
Yeah,
I saw that.
congrats.
Nice work, my
Yeah.
friend.
You're a married man, so we have to watch you now. You can't be doing those things that you do to get me yelled at by random drunk women in the 108. So
We're back. Me and Amber are back.
You and Amber are back.
Weird Al at Riot Fest. Hell yeah. I named my dog Alfred after him. And what I meant to say was fuck South Dakota.
Now,
That's what I meant to say. That's what I meant to say.
Here we go.
he's now mad again. You
No, we're
made her
good.
mad.
We're good. We're good.
Vino said I had a good day today. So yeah, he's
All right.
rolling. He's rolling with
Good.
them.
I like it.
Them jewels. Selling them
I know.
jewels, baby.
I still owe him some. I owed him a trip. I got to get down there. I got to get some
Pinky ring.
some stuff.
Oh, that
I'm
would be
getting a
sweet.
necklace. No, I'm getting a necklace. I'm
Oh,
definitely
man,
getting a
beautiful.
necklace.
Love it.
Just been busy.
You think I could pull off the
Too
pinky
busy.
ring? I think we talked about this already, but
Oh,
I feel like I
100%
could
you
pull
could
off the
pull
pinky
off.
ring.
Hell
Just
yes,
like
you
add
could.
it in.
Yes.
I think I need to change out the main ring though. I got it. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
All right, Beef, how you doing?
How you doing, Dave?
Hey, boys, I just want to let you know I've been doing a little work, trying to be proactive about thinking about my health, and I told you guys I did my old man walk. I've been trying to make sure I get more steps. I've been throwing the kettlebells around because my arms was looking like shit. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you, last Sunday, my arms looked pretty goddamn good in the tub. So just resting action.
Yeah.
So I stumbled upon this article I thought might be of interest to you guys. Not that you're really specifically looking, but we're all looking for a little advantage, a little bit, get a little bit healthier. So I found this this article, and it's in the New York Post, and it says the health benefits of fart walks, including how they can even prevent cancer. And it says break bread, then wind. And it says, forget contrast therapy and fire burning rituals. The latest health and wellness trend embrace the simple joys of letting loose on an evening stroll. Coined by a Canadian cookbook author, Marilyn Smith, the so-called quote-unquote fart walk could just be the low-effort longevity secret you've been looking for. Going for a fart walk after dinner is something that can help you age wonderfully, Smith said in a TikTok, sharing that she and her husband typically go on 60-minute fart walks after dinner. Now, there is a doctor here, Dr. Tim Tuchwin says, and he's an internal medicine
Fucking
doctor.
right, I'm a doctor.
Says, I totally support fart walks. Walking after meals does promote intestinal motility or movement of our intestines to get rid of gas and prevent constipation. Another benefit of this exercise is not only preventing large spikes in blood sugar or even making us more sensitive to insulin for up to 24 hours. It also lowers our cancer risk. Boys, It just popped in my head like crop dusting suddenly has become our best defense to cancer and diabetes, my sucks. Now, remember when you were using bourbon to fight your fucking diabetes? Fuck that. You're going to go out for a fart walk. And I read further about this, not even in this article. And apparently there is a posture that's perfect for the fart walk. And when I tell you this posture, Teresa, you're going to crack up. It is head a little bit forward and down, hands behind your back. How many times have you seen old men walking in the neighborhood like that? They were blasting away, and we had no idea. They were just shooting gas everywhere, man.
Wow.
I mean, this all sounds good, Beef. This all sounds totally reasonable until it turns into a shit walk.
I thought about this, okay? I was thinking about this. And I was also thinking, what prominent Chicago brand, doesn't have to be in sports, but we happen to be in sports, is best positioned to capitalize in on this. And I thought, holy shit, we are right at the precipice. Are we embarking on the chance to be the fucking DDP of crop dusting, the fart walk? The 108 presents the fart walk. That could be us. This could be our big fucking product, man.
A fart K. Like instead of a 5K, we'll just do the 108 fart K.
I'm not sure how this is a sellable product, to be honest.
What do you mean?
I think you just gave it all away.
If DDP yoga is, then we have a format of how this gets done. We do it and we show everyone, we sell it to them. We do these walks together, like MSS mentioned. The fart K is a great example of how we can do this. We can have shirts that are for the fart walks. Yeah,
we can make those shirts like they had in Revenge of the Nerds, where it's like all burned up and it says "Who farted," and then on the back it says "Me, bitch."
CD44 says, "How does one monetize the fart walk trend?" Leave that up to us. All right, that's our job. That's our job to monetize.
I've got a lot of questions about it. I've got a lot of questions. Go ahead. But so what if you eat a meal that's not fart inducing? Are you gotta force them out? What do you gotta like? It feels like you should just. It feels like the article could have just been you should walk after you eat. Instead, they were like, we know how to sell this. We know what to throw in here. I don't know. It seems sketchy.
I think they're encouraging the flatulence as part of it. Not that you have to. I don't think you can be forced to fart. Well, you're not going to force someone to fart. It's just if it comes out of there. And then later in the article, I didn't read the whole thing, but the cook that said her and her husband eat a lot of fiber, and so they got a lot of gas. They're ready to come flying out of there. So maybe part of it is, Trees, you got to adjust your diet so that you can fully participate.
So Maloney says Armour Square are going to smell like an oil refinery because of yous. No, we're going to do this over in the industrial area where the Vienna sausage factory is. Vienna beef. Right? Yeah, Vienna beef over there. Vienna beef, yeah. Yeah, and there's a bunch of oil refineries over there. We'll just do it over there. It already smells like that. It'll be fine. It might actually make it smell better sometimes.
So I'm on this. I'm on this business plan.
That's good.
I'll get this working. We'll get this out in the streets, and we'll start doing something with this.
I did have a question about the picture that you posted. How come the person has two different colored hands? That I did not understand. It looks like somebody's reaching in there to like get behind him. It's like I don't know what's happening.
Well, it's showing you the remedies. Sometimes it takes four people to push the fart out of someone, or you just go for a nice, healthy, sensible walk, and the farts just spill out of you. That's how it works, right? Like Summer.
This is why I know I'll always have a job, because somebody should have flagged this picture and be like, "Yo, this doesn't look right because the skin tone on the hands of the person do not look correct." I don't know. It's not.
I picked that picture because it was, all the other ones was a bunch of old people, and I don't want to just pin the fart walking on the old people. Young people can fart walk too. So.
Oh yeah, the person with the elastic band pants is definitely not old. I get it.
MSS. Do you find it funny that last night Beef did not join the playback that we did with Josh Nelson?
Yeah,
and so it was like, hey, I had to go for a walk. I had to go get my steps in.
And then he comes back
just out there farting, just out there in the streets farting on people, man. I don't know.
Is what I'm doing. I'm improving my health, my Treasy.
No, you know what? I don't like this. I don't like this because you're gonna take this into the park. You're gonna be walking farts all through the concourse, and that is just not good fandom. That's just not.
Fast. Don't worry about it.
I had that issue where I used to like to crop dust in casinos, and then someone crop dusted me, and I ate shit. And I learned my lesson. Not inside like that. You got to be outside in the fresh air, not in a confined area. That's no good. I love it. I learned my lesson.
I don't believe you.
I love it.
I don't believe you.
Treasy, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. I did take a look in on our season-long bets.
Nice.
And if you're not following along, we've got 3 season-long bets that we are tracking. The first is the easiest. The Sox over 49.5 wins. With the loss today, boys, they are tracking to win 42 games.
Which is a winning streak.
It's better than last year, but not quite where we need them to be. We need a few wins here and there to get back in on it.
Yeah.
Beef, you have the steak dinner bet with Josh Nelson.
Yes, sir.
Over 555.5, I believe.
555.5. That's right.
They are currently on pace for 545. So we're we're in the range there.
It's right about the number. Yeah.
I think you're good there. Now we also, all three of us have Pete Alonso to lead the MLB in RBI. He is in the lead.
Nice.
He's tied with Teoscar Hernandez and Aaron Judge for first with 34 RBI each.
Wow.
That is insane. The pace that these guys are on is really nice. We need Teoscar to have to sit a few days here and there, like because of that.
I believe Teoscar got hurt. I believe he got hurt. So he's going to be out for a little bit. I didn't need that. No, you weren't rooting for that. You're like a good sport. But yeah, I think he got hurt, so he's going to be out for a little bit. And I don't know where I don't know if the Yankees are still batting Aaron Judge up high, number 2, or if they push him back. Like as long as they keep him out of an optimal RBI position, Treasy, that's going to help us a lot.
Yeah, I mean, and it drives himself in a ton. It's Aaron Judge. Yeah. So it's a tough go, but we're in good position after 1 month. So like to see Alonso up there at the top. Our guy Jeff Passan tweeting about him, about what a monster he's been this year. So feeling good on that one. The other two feeling a little sketchy. Probably the Alonso is the toughest to get, and that's the one we feel best on right now. So I like it.
Do you want to still buy my Colson Montgomery AL Rookie of the Year bet that I made?
I have a much better one than you.
That's right.
Yeah, I got him at
that's right. 8,000. That's true.
So as soon as he gets back from Arizona, starts tearing up the AL, he's gonna be right in there for me, and I can't wait. But until then, and so that we have some money to bet with, why don't you pay some bills, MSL?
Well, why not?
That is done, the fasting's through, but Lawrence is fun, that's always in view. You prayed, you waited, you gave up the meat, now treat your soul to that crispy heat. Down on Canal, the fryer don't sleep, 24/7, them flavors run deep. Midnight, sunrise, rain or shine, they're dropping shrimp in that holy brine. But let's talk shrimp, the best in the shy, no one does it better, and that's not a lie. Crispy, juicy, seasoned just right, a bag of joy in the pale street light. So whether you're holy, hungry or both, Lawrence's swears a deep fried oath. Come hungry, come often, bring the whole block, cause let Lawrence's baby, yeah, we don't stop.
All right. Hey, this Saturday is National Shrimp Day. Okay. So it's May 10th, right? Yeah, I think it's May 10th.
Yep.
So May 10th, National Shrimp Day. All Lawrence's locations. You buy 1 pound, you get a half pound free. Anything shrimp. Okay. Don't go there for the whitefish this week. Don't go there for the frog legs. Don't get the oyster, don't get the clams. Don't get the oysters. You go and you just get shrimp. You buy a pound, you get a half pound for free. So that's at all locations from open till close, except for the Canal Street location, which it runs from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. So unfortunately, you cannot get a half pound of fried shrimp free at 6 a.m. You have to wait till 10 a.m. on Mother's Day, or not Mother's Day, the day before Mother's Day.
Mother's Day Eve.
Mother's Day Eve. So please get over there, support it, get that free shrimp, baby. And hopefully they don't go broke like Red Lobster. So we love Lawrence's. Thank you.
All right. It's time for the local look. And guys, we already had this on the agenda. We are going to do local look, but then we got a new Pope. We got a new Pope, and he happens to be a Sox fan from what we hear. So this is it. Crazy news. Like I think that this is the first American Pope, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
It is.
And from the south side of Chicago, from Dalton. He's 69 years old. He's from Dalton, which means that he probably put it to someone's grandma that's in White Sox Twitter. And so my first question to you guys is, whose grandma was that?
Man, that's a tough one, right? He's 69, so even it's got to be one of the youngins. It's got to be one of the young kids. One of the I don't know.
Or was it
one of the Ward kids? Maybe one of the maybe right? Bob Tolan's grandma. She got down James Brown before he had to become celibate. I don't know. It's a tough window there of time though, Treasy.
Because it's a short window.
Apparently, the young man he went to high school in Michigan. So
Okay.
he went to he went in West Michigan. He went to St. Augustine Seminary High School. So he was a prodigy going kind of all the way. He went to Villanova for college. But yeah, he's from Dalton, grew up in Dalton, and then actually came back to Chicago, and he was working in the on the South Side, and then also in Hyde Park a little bit too. Honing his craft, if you will. So yeah, Chicago guy through and through. And initially, it was said that he was a Cubs fan. Someone reported that early on in the day, and so Cubs Twitter went berserk. The
Cubs organization went berserk.
They put out a tweet. The Mother Teresa of Cubs Twitter, Joe Obvious, put out 56 shirts about the Pope that were Cubs shirts. And then the news goes through, the interview with his brother is like, decidedly not. He's a Sox fan. I don't know why they're saying he's a Cubs fan. And everyone had to do a reversal.
Here's how it got started. I'll tell you exactly how it got started. As the one guy, the one guy that lived out of state and used to tell people, I'm from Chicago, because it's just easier than saying I'm from the sticks. And they would go, oh, so you must be a Cubs fan, because everyone thinks you're a Cubs fan. They forget totally about the White Sox in the whole city. They forget about even when they win World Series. ESPN looking right at you. But yeah, that's exactly what probably happened. People were just, he's definitely a Cubs fan. He's from Chicago, and the brother was like, yeah, we lived up north. We did work up here and we did that. But no, we're Southside. We've always been Sox fans. So,
but the mom's a Cubs fan, right? That's where
that's what they're saying.
And the dad's a Cardinals fan.
Yeah.
So, but that's awesome.
That's a strange scenario.
Set up there, right? That's you don't know where they're from. I mean, it could be from somewhere else. Someone who doesn't know.
He could be
HBIC says typical Cubs fans cheering before something happens. Yeah, exactly. A little premature cheerulation. That's what they got going right there. But I mean, probably a lot of questions. It is a first American Pope, which is wild in a way, but then you realize how old of a religion Catholicism is and how long it goes back and where it goes back, right? It's a new religion basically in the United States. Like, it's a couple hundred years old or whatever the fuck. But looking through all this stuff, do you think that the Pope has got an interest or could use, his powers with the man upstairs to find out what the fuck happened with that belly fat gun, man? Are we going to get to the bottom of this finally because we got the Pope and God on our side now or what?
Loaf, okay, so that's a good one. But if we could have the Pope tell you solve one mystery for you, is that the mystery that you want?
Yeah, a belly fat gun. Yeah, that's
Sox related.
Sox related. That's the one mystery I want. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Hasn't Vanilla Ice done enough for everybody that he deserves? Justice.
The broken hearts that night who couldn't get to see the concert. That's what I'm worried. I'm less worried about whoever got shot. Getting shot in Chicago is fine. We each get shot 3 times a week. I was worried more about the people that showed up for that goddamn concert and didn't get shot.
I kind of want to know if Jerry actually did not show up for the second meeting with Bryce Harper. If Bryce Harper was hot to trot and Jerry not showing up to the meeting turned him off so much that he's like, no, I'm not going.
Yeah, because that'll just upset me. Like I don't need to be upset. I need to know about the belly fat shot. Like I need to know what happened because Rob Bass deserves to know. That's why Tone Loc deserves to know.
He didn't get to perform for us that day.
Tone Loc wasn't even there, right? Like he'd already backed out, I thought.
I don't know.
He's involved. Well, that's what the Pope's going to help us find out by next summer. You don't know about him.
Maybe he was mad that he didn't get the money. So, yeah, man.
What if it was the Pope that did it?
Could have been.
No, I don't think so.
I'm leaving every option open. Leaving every option open right now. We got to get Shane on. We got to get Shane to call in the Pope.
Allegedly, he knows the Pope. That's what he said.
Well, he showed that he has the Pope's phone number, although anyone could have done that. But I like the bit regardless.
I'm in a group chat with Aloha and then Wally Money, and when the Pope news broke, Aloha, sent it to the group, and Wally Money was like, "Oh man, I didn't even think he was a favorite. I thought when they said American Pope, he was like it was going to be Cardinal such and such." And I was like, "Wait a second,
why does Wally know?
How does
so much
Wally
about
know this much stuff?" And then he goes, "Yeah, I thought the favorite was the guy from France. I thought that was the guy that was going to get the Pope." And I'm like, "Wait what is going on?" And I was like, "Well, I had no idea you were so in on Pope news, and you knew all this stuff." And he goes, "Oh man, yours is CCD." And I was like, I went to CCD too, motherfucker. But like, I don't know any of this stuff.
He's got more time than you. You don't have any time during the day.
No.
I'm not. He's got time to actually look into the Pope stuff.
Do you know what it is? Because he let it slip. Because he goes, yeah, me and Ange, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, it was Ange that was telling him who the Pope was going to be because she's into that shit and she knows everything.
Maybe
he's fed him the lines.
Maybe he's betting. Maybe he's betting on it.
He
at least paid attention. I mean, good.
I know. That's good for him. He's learning.
We got to drink. Yeah, I got to drink
go
here
ahead.
from CJ. He says, wait till people hate him because he had a hot dog in Lot B.
Exactly. Cheers, CJ.
With ketchup.
Well, I wanted to ask that too, with regards to the team, because the White Sox seem to be jumping in on it a little bit too. We put up the picture right as we start the segment there. Mike Downey quickly created this little picture of Pope Leo bobblehead. My question for you guys: do you think the White Sox are going to be willing to give him one free month of the CHSN app like they were giving the season ticket holders?
No way.
Full year. He's got to pay after that. But 1 month, how about you're going to give the Pope 1 month, Treasy? No,
I don't think they do. Well, maybe spring training month,
or maybe they're going to say, "Well, your free month already passed. Sorry, it was April. You don't get it."
They're going to give them spring training month, but it doesn't include the Bulls. So
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I will pay for the Pope's CHSN subscription if he wants it. I will not. I will do that.
Yeah, no, you will not. You will never.
I will.
Bullshit,
I will.
That ain't getting you into heaven.
Am I?
That's what he's trying right there.
I think
he's trying to get the cheapest ticket to heaven ever.
Have you seen how rich the Catholic Church is? I think that money does get you into heaven, or at least gives you a better shot. So, I mean, if it's $20 a month, I can handle that.
He says they'll give him an antenna and tell him it'll reach Rome. Super strong antenna. Here you go, Paul. You can watch all these games.
I heard it doesn't reach.
We are super fan,
city,
if you will.
So I don't think it's gonna get to Rome.
Now, Treasy, you and I are, we went to Catholic school for
former
12
acolytes. Former acolytes.
We were altar boys. I mean, I went to 16 years of Catholic school. Basically, my college was Jesuit college. So yeah, okay.
Jesus.
So I didn't realize that Paul had a affiliation as well. We got to get to it, man. Question for you.
College.
Question for you, Treasy. What do we know about him with regards to diddling? Because there's been a lot of diddling in the Catholic Church over some time.
I haven't heard anything about that. I haven't heard anything about that with him. I get a good look at him. He looks okay. I would trust him around someone else's kids, but
someone else's kids.
So,
until I serve a mass with him and see how openly he's leaving wine around and things like that, I won't.
Hershey chocolate bars.
Well, I remember that, Treasy. When we got to high school, we were no longer serving on them. Although I was an altar boy for one of my teachers' weddings. But yeah, when we had already aged out my sack summer, Treasy was always so jealous that he never got diddled. He felt like, hey, what was wrong with me?
What about me?
What's wrong with me? I look good.
I was good looking kid.
Trying to diddle you,
And I was hammered half the
probably
time.
Racist.
You were drunk from the wine anyway. You were ready to go, and they weren't even interested in you.
You got me all liquored up, and then even try to touch my bum.
Liquored up, and then nothing happens.
Somebody did respond. Somebody did respond to our tweet that I made this morning or this afternoon, where I told Cubs fans to suck it. He says, and I just had it. Pope was from Dalton, Illinois, and not Chicago proper. Plus, he wasn't around for some sex abuse cases that covered up by the church, so he was not here. So that's a good thing.
No. I think that's what it means, because our guy K-Dog puts in the comments, says not a diddler, but he failed to report the diddlers. So there was a diddler diddling. He was not the first person diddler. The other person diddler.
I don't got any information.
The whole church.
I don't follow poping or cardinaling or priesting as much as our guy Wally. Maybe we have him on the show.
Maybe we get him on here. Yeah, we just figured that out.
I got no idea. The only candidate I knew about was that pizza baller guy. And then And then I saw a picture of the guy with the bucket hat, and I was like, either one of those guys. Those are good. But yeah, Southsider guy, I like it.
That's not good.
Go ahead.
Good job, Fred.
With the drink, he says this money goes towards towards the Pope's robe if he rips it. Cheers, Prez.
Thank you.
Man, we're putting some drinks down. I had to go get a new
I
bottle.
like it.
Oh wow.
Baloney says fart walk started at a young age for beef loaf. Probably crop dust at the altar too much to get diddled. I wasn't worried. I was happy to not be diddled. It was Treasy who had the jealousy that he did not get diddled.
I thought he was jealous of you getting diddled.
As far as I know, no diddling in our parish. There was nothing. Well, one of our priests, he later on they said that there was an issue, but it was from a prior school, and it was just that he spanked the kid. Like so, it wasn't. I mean, not good, but it was not this shit. So
Nativity.
He just beat the shit out of a kid. That's it.
he just gave a kid right across the chops. That's no big deal. You know?
They recently did though, like remove a priest over there, like within the last decade, because there was allegations from years previous. Yeah, and it's hard because they, like our K-Dog said, it's like didn't failed to report. I mean, that's a lot of people in the Catholic.
Oh yeah, a lot of
church.
people.
Like it's like that. You can't. You can hold all of them responsible, but it was like, but some of the ones I would say that this is going to get into the Jeffrey Dahmer is the rape worse than the eating of the bodies.
Here it is.
Conversation, but it's like the people that knew about it and then failed to report it or directly involved and then just passed the guy on to the next place where then he went and did more of it. That person sucks, and I hope they didn't pay enough to get into heaven. So that's all I have to say.
Real quick. Gene Paul Kelly says beef went to Loyola? No, I went to Dominican University in River Forest, but there's also Jesuit, so not Loyola. No.
There's more than one.
I don't have money to go to Loyola. No, how dare you?
Man, that'd been awesome.
Just one question for me on the Pope thing is the Pope a good job? I think in most areas, like if you get to the top level, you're like, oh man, that's what everybody wants to be. That's a great gig. Is poping a good job? I don't know. It seems.
I don't know. But you remember John?
Tremendous job.
Is it John Paul? Whoever the most recent one was, where he was watching somebody breakdance, and he was like at like a 90-degree angle watching it, and it's like that motherfucker was holding on for dear life. So it must be some good bennies behind closed doors that we don't know about, because he should have given up on life way before, like he was just at a 90-degree angle watching shit. That's what I say.
The Pope's a great job, Treasy. It is. And the reason why it's a great job, it's not a great job from the you have such substantial wealth and you got babes hanging on you, all that. It's not that shit. It's just that you have the extreme amount of clout. You're at a level where you're basically a fucking king. The closest we have to a king, I'm sure there are probably still some kings out there in some smaller nations, but the closest we have to like a major country king is this. Because think about it. They have a Pope mobile, so you don't get shot going places.
Well, they do
power.
They do shoot at you. That's the problem. But
when you're the top dog, the mafia dons get shot at too.
But I think but so where I'm thinking about this is like if you're a priest, right, in a local neighborhood, you got all these, you got all these people coming to you for some bullshit, right? And then you deal with the local bullshit, and then you become a cardinal, and you got to deal with the priest's bullshit. Like when you're the Pope, you probably have to deal with the most annoying people's bullshit, like that with people with power and you got to talk to like presidents and shit. It's gotta be annoying as hell. Cause like, you can't just be like, oh, well, have faith and get the fuck out of here. Like,
but you got legitimate authority. You have legitimate authority over an entire religious group, and you can make changes, some changes at least to the group or influence the group tremendously. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Treasy, but that's such a minor thing. And the fact that they would even ask you counsel for stuff is like a huge deal from a
I feel like they're just asking for favors all the time. I feel like you're like Don Corleone and it's just every day is your daughter's wedding. Like that's my mindset of what it
pray for me,
You think the Pope has ever said, this could have been an email? Like, we didn't have to have a meeting. Like, why did you have to tell me about this stupid disease that's running rampant through your country and you need some help with?
But he's got to be nice, right?
He's got to be nice
all the time.
It's
like having a little bit of power. The best part of it is getting to be a dick every once in a while. I feel like
you think the Pope can't be a dick?
I don't know. I'm wondering.
I've never met a priest that was not a dick.
Very few.
So then I would guess the Pope is a dick.
I feel like that's why they can't descend to the rings.
No. You got this. I think you're off base on this. You think of them as the king of the Vatican,
of the
basically.
dicks.
You know,
yes,
of the Catholic world. That's what I think about it. At least
they're the ones that play the game the best.
Beef Loaf said it.
King Pope dick.
All right. Enough Pope talk. We don't know shit about poping.
No.
Let's talk about some other stuff we don't know about. MSS, what is your local look this week?
So my local look this week is an update. I mentioned it briefly last week, and luckily we didn't go into the story. And I asked Loaf if he knew that if there was a Leaning Tower of Niles. And in the northwestern suburban town of Niles, Illinois, has its own replica of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, the famously askew bell tower in Italy. So why does Niles, Illinois, which has a population of 30,000, have its own version? Well, in 1934, a Chicago factory owner named Robert Ilg built the replica to hide a water tower so he could protect some of the area's natural beauty. Now, the tower is roughly half the height of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, according to the village. Now, it comes in at 894 feet. And according to an author who was a big fan of Galileo, of course, is a famous astronomer.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Who's a piece
no,
of
I don't. What are you trying to say?
There's a bunch of words here that I should have read over before I went through. This is a famous astronomer.
Smoke weed every day.
Oh, Lord. So anyway, he's a Pisa native, and then he wanted to pay tribute to the power of science and better of mankind by making the tower. Now, the guy's family that made it later donated the tower to the YMCA in the 1960s, and the village of Niles took it over in the 1990s and renovated the structure. Now, you can't go inside, and you definitely cannot go to the top, but it is home to 7 bells, 3 of which date back to the 17th and 18th centuries that once rang out in Italy, not in the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but just in Italy. So now recently in the news, they've been reporting that they're demolishing the YMC building by the Leaning Tower of Niles. MSS, who's really good at comprehension, goes, they're destroying the Leaning Tower of Niles. I'm going to go fucking ballistic as an Italian American because they're going to fucking take down something that is bringing joy to everybody. The Leaning Tower, they light it up in different colors for different holidays. It has bells in it. We're excited. I was really, really close to putting together a Sopranos crew to go up there, just like fucking some shit up there, to cut down, smash our fucking Leaning Tower of Niles. But it is actually a protected piece of history in Illinois. Like, you cannot bring it, you cannot tear it down. So it's
a monument in Niles. Wait a minute.
It's a monument, and it's recognized as one of the top 100 places to visit in the United States. I don't, or in the state or something. So it's not going anywhere. The Leaning Tower of Niles is there to stay, and I've seen it because I was going down Toohey Avenue one time the whole way, right, like a very long way. And I just was driving, and out of the corner of my eye, I go, is that the Leaning Tower of Pisa? And I'm like, nope, it's the Leaning Tower of Niles. So feel free to go to Niles, Illinois, and go check out the Leaning Tower of Niles. That is an actual replica of the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
The whole point of this story, the whole point of this story was to say that they're not,
I don't know how to read.
They're not tearing
it down,
and never had an intention to.
Not at all.
You just can't read.
At the beginning of the story, Tracy was a building, and it's still a building, and nothing
is still there.
That's basically the entire story.
They're tearing down the YMCA.
We solved one mystery here, Treasy. Now we know what My Sock Summer does with his days. This is why he has no time. Because he's dreaming up these imaginary things where he's got to get a crew together and they got to go fight about some building's going to rip down. And then he rereads it and goes, oh, they're not ripping it down.
Oh, they're actually not ripping it down.
He's driving Toohey end to end for no reason.
He's ready to chain himself to the building over there.
I was going to bring you guys with me. everybody. Like I would get a lot of Italian Americans. I get my neighbor. And so, yeah, no, you definitely you should go check it out. My bad thinking that they were going to tear it down. But yeah, you guys should get in there. And that's my local look for this week.
You know what? Now I want him to tear it down.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
My local look, nothing happened.
Gordo says, cheers, Gordo.
Gordo.
I was gonna cuss some fuckers out too, man. You can't tear down that thing. It looks beautiful. They're getting really close to being able to go to the top of it soon. So when that happens, we'll take a trip.
Wait, what?
They're getting close to getting all the renovations done, so you can actually walk all the way to the top of the tower.
Well, how tall is the tower on my section?
It's 94 feet tall.
Okay, so 9 stories.
9 stories about?
Yeah, 9 stories. Well, 9.5 or less than
something
9.5.
like that. Yeah, it just depends on how they measure it, but whatever.
Yeah.
But,
so like 9 basketball hoops is how I always think of it.
yeah.
So a building, the height of the building I'm in right now is not getting knocked down. Okay, great.
Your building doesn't look like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, though.
Thank God.
Well, it's not. That's not thank God. Thank the Pope.
Gordo wants to know, what kind of drugs did you do with Niles?
Nikes. I need
thing.
more drugs. I gotta get that. I gotta give Gordo a ring. I gotta let him know.
Hey, Gordo, you out of the hospital? I'm coming over.
Hey, bud.
Beef, what's your local look tonight?
I feel bad because I feel like my local look always deals with this very same topic, but it's a pertinent one here in Chicago. And this is from Chicago Block Club, which I am a longtime subscriber to, original funder of this. And it's by Patrick Philbin. It says, a rat birth control pilot coming to Lincoln Park as neighbors try humane new approach.
Yep.
And so the story here is a pilot project's coming to curb Lincoln Park's rat population with peanut butter flavored contraceptive pellets while ditching the use of poison. So they're not going to use poison anymore. What they're going to do is they're going to put these things down and the rats eat them, and then they won't be able to, be able to mate, won't be able to have children. The trial will test a non-toxic form of rat birth control in targeted parts of the neighborhood as part of a growing effort to shift away from traditional poisons for rats, which advocates say are both ineffective and harmful to birds and other urban wildlife. I always thought about that too, that maybe the other wildlife eats the shit too and ends up dying because of it.
Yeah.
And I've seen stuff on rats where they get smart about it and they stop eating it. They realize, I shouldn't eat that because that's going to absolutely kill me.
Or they're immune.
It said, according to Judy Pollack, we were increasingly aware it's becoming a bigger and bigger problem. Upwards of 12 million reports. Upwards of 1.5 million rats, and then 50,000 rat complaints in 2022 for this project. So, boys, it's obviously tough to get rats to wear condoms. They don't fit well. It's hard to get, what I mean, crazy. It's hard to get them
huge.
Yeah, some of them are hung a little more. So I like
a rat.
I like the general approach of you put it in the peanut butter flavored treat, which isn't going to harm them. Then they don't know, and the rats can multiply like a motherfucker. Apparently, a 2-month-old rat can start mating, and over a year, 2 rats can have like
2 months
of rats.
Right.
So, but my question for you guys is: are you worried that this is going to challenge our 10 years running title as the rattiest big city in the U.S.? They stop having babies.
I don't know. I don't.
I don't plenty.
Like, I don't see how it really bites into the population. To be honest, you'd have to have so many of these fucking pellets, man. Like you'd have to, and you got to get them to eat them too. So I don't know. It feels,
and I don't know how long they last. Like I don't know if it lasts like a month or if they're sterile forever. It's not really dealt with in the article at all.
Yeah, I mean, good questions, but no way are they going to put a dent in the population. It's crazy. It's like, I think at this point we need to bring in animals that eat rats and let them run wild.
Well, we got coyotes. The coyotes are all over the place. They're in fucking Alton. They're getting pulled out from the cooler or whatever.
Not enough of them. Not enough. They need to be.
You know how many we would need? With how many rats we got?
Jam-packed streets with coyotes. Like you got to be on the expressway, and you're like, "Fuck, more coyotes on the expressway." You can't get stuck here.
I remember when I first moved to Bridgeport, And it was like there was an article almost every week about how there's so many snakes in Bridgeport and they ate all the rats, and that's what kept the rat population down. And then that all changed in 2020 when because they had to move around. Do we think that maybe like the 100 it used to be 100 snakes on one rat, and now it is now like 100 rats versus 100 snakes, and so it's like it's flipped. So now that like that's why the rats are winning and they're so big. I don't know.
I don't know. Rats multiply like crazy, but Chicago has always had an enormous amount of rats. And like when I read the article, apparently they're starting a program in Lincoln Park, and people are gonna think, "Oh, why are you starting in Lincoln Park?"
It's
That's
tons of restaurants.
It has so many rats. I mean, when I lived in Lincoln Park, I would see fucking rats running across the street every night of the week when we would go out or whatever. Trees they'd be coming home. There are fucking rats everywhere. And like whatever neighborhood you're living in, you're like, oh yeah, I see rats or whatever. Nothing like Lincoln Park. Lincoln Park has so many fucking rats. And you're right, it's all the restaurants. They got all the free, easy food. They got the park right there to hide too, as well, if they need to. It's like it's crazy shit. Like it's one of these things where like you don't think about it so much, but like, man, there are so many fucking rats in Chicago. It's like they got to figure out something at some point.
This is a good thing. Jer says 100 gorillas versus 100 rats. Let's get gorillas and let them free to kill all the rats. I would support that program.
To clear up the rat problem. I don't know if they even eat rats. They might not even care about rats.
No, they don't. I don't even think they eat meat.
Can we train?
The coyotes will eat them. I know that. Like if you get some super large birds, they'll eat them, but they'll also eat your fucking dog. I mean, like you gotta decide what you want to have in these
trade-offs. There's a
so do the
trade-off.
Coyotes, right? They love like toy animals, toy dogs.
They'll eat the small.
Those are delicious.
Like when we were talking about there might be a coyote around in the neighborhood, I was like, I gotta keep Morton inside.
Yeah,
Morton's a little too small for to be fighting with a fucking coyote. So
and he'll go at it. He'll go at the coyote.
Yeah, I was like, he'll get aggressive and. We got some great comments though. Baloney says that the rats tried to pull up. Apparently not. I think they like what they're doing. HBIC says how many rats are boarded up in 108 right now? I don't know. The board, as Mrs. B says, the board's looking a little loose. Yeah, I'm a little. By the end of the season, we might have something else. Paul says worse Reese's ever. Apparently, but they might not know right out of the gate. Tadahito says limp rat cocks on the main stage at Riot Fest. I think you're going to see them, right?
I saw them at Empty Bottle actually back before they were famous. Yeah,
it's absolutely crazy.
Mothers.
Jerry, get some coyotes, but how many coyotes can you get? These coyotes will be 600 pounds. They got to eat all these rats. We got to try some other methods here, man. Otherwise, like Tracy says,
shooting coyotes.
The highway will be filled with coyotes. You won't be able to fucking drive anywhere.
Carcasses. 100 coyotes versus 100.
Get off of that. That's where all the rats are at. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, now we're getting coyotes eating dogs in the comments, and I'm just like, I feel bad, but like we do need more coyotes. We need to
dare you.
Keep your dog safe.
That's right. Keep him inside.
Chorizo,
how about you?
What do you have for your local look this week?
So I saw this post about I think it was Sylvie that posted it about the Sox. What do you think about the Sox moving to Arlington? Which I think most people are like, that is a terrible place for them to be. That's not a good idea. But I ask you guys, if they did have to move to the burbs, where are you putting them? Where are you putting the Sox if you got to move them out to the suburbs?
Oh man,
because I'm thinking like it might not even be limited to the suburbs. It might be something where you go like, I'm putting them in NWI. Like it's we can find the space and like, yeah.
That general direction, Orland, Tinley, kind of that, because that's like where the stronghold of Sox fans are. You want to be where your fans are at, basically, for baseball. I mean, it's different than you can put the Bears wherever the fuck. I mean, that won't matter, and they're going to fill the stadium. It's no problem. With baseball, it's a little, especially a non like real big national team. It's a little more regional. You want to like hide out where your fans are hiding out, and like I think right now, like they put it to 78. That would be the farthest north, I think, it makes reasonable sense to put the stadium. Right now, I mean, obviously, we love where it's at now. But, yeah, I would say like South Suburbs somewhere, Treasy or NWI would make more sense than going
than the north suburbs. Yeah, I think that does make a little bit more sense. I like, and this is probably gonna give me a lot of shit. I like LaGrange. Like it's a quick, easy drive to get there from where we're at. It's just right off the 55. 55 sucks, but you know what? Maybe we can make it a little better. get out there. They got a lot of space out there. It's not horrible. So I'll take that. But I also like Orland and Tinley in that area too. So I mean, any South Burb stuff, I agree with you, Luff. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, where did this come from? Was there an actual story, or was this just like
no? It's just like
the Bears was going to build?
Yeah, I think it was just
did this. You know,
well,
like
I think it was just like an idea of like, okay, the Bears are maybe going up there, so put the Sox there too, or put the Sox there instead. Like, I think it was just one of those types of, we're trying to do a little radio fodder. But like, I think a lot of people were like, oh yeah, that's a great idea, and it's like that's a pretty terrible idea. But like, what would be a good idea? And I like the idea, like the South Burbs is probably the best place. I was thinking NWI just because, it would be funny because they'd be in a different state. But also you could probably put together a huge stadium, and it's still like only like a 20-30 minute drive from Chicago, right? Like so.
Well, okay, like Anaheim is just as close to LA as Chicago is to like the end of Northwest.
Oh, Indiana. I mean, I feel like Tinley's further. Tinley's further than NWI. That's why I kind of like the idea.
I mean, you put them right over the border. We can still say the Chicago White Sox of wherever the fuck. Over
the thing is, the Bears make that move to Arlington. I was talking to Rob Hart about this, about like politically, how would you move here or whatever. And the discussion kind of like he talked about it a bit, but like I think there's a lot of leverage on the city if that happens. If you're the White Sox and threaten a suburban move, because you're fucking losing your teams out of here. Like, and you don't want to do that, right? So if you have a mayor that's performing poorly, like Brandon Johnson, you might want to allegedly, Treasy, you might want to pull that move because not only obviously the cachet of it, it brings a lot of fucking jobs too, and so like it has that leverage. And I'm curious to see when it all lays out, when the Bears finally do make the decision that Arlington for sure is it. If the Sox are still hanging back, if they got a little bit extra leverage from that shit.
Yeah.
That's got to be soon on Arlington. So we'll see. But
so.
My Sox summer went to pay some bills, buddy.
Speaking of Orland. Yeah. Here we go. Tired of driving something that feels like it's stuck in winter? Shift into spring with a brand new Mazda from Mazda of Orland Park. Sleek design, Sky Active performance, tech that gets you and your playlist, and MPG that will make your wallet wanna dance. From the sporty Mazda 3 to the adventure-ready CX-5, we've got the perfect ride for your spring road trip, daily commute, or spontaneous ice cream run, because you can now. Special spring gigs are rolling in now. Trade in, trade up, drive out, renting. Located just off 159th Street in Orland Park. Stop by today or shop anytime online at MazdaofOrlandPark.com. Mazda of Orland Park, home of the Zoom Zoom Nation. Drive something that actually gets you. One take, everybody.
I love it.
One take.
I love it. Boys, we haven't done this in a while. And it's time for it to come back. It's the horny meter. And not just the horny meter. MSS's fresh talent horny meter. We're going to do, if you haven't seen us do the horny meter before, we are going to go through a list of players, and each of us is going to say how horny we are for them in our own special way. Each of us has a different style for this, and we're all going to do it right now for you, and we're going to start with Sean Burke. Beef Loaf, how horny are you for Sean Burke?
Boys, man. Sean Burke, to me, that's that clumsy, half-ass boner that you have after 27 drinks. You stopped at the burrito spot, and you really want to be into this whole thing, but all you got right now is just like an engorged loofah in your hands. It's good enough to go, but neither you nor your partner or partners, I don't want to kink shame,
right,
are going to be really happy with the results. I mean, it's just going to be like it's not going to be anyone's best work is the problem here. You kind of don't have the all of it, but you want to be excited about what's going on.
All right. I see it. MSS, where are you at?
So I'm going to describe my horniness in terms of how well a steak is cooked. Okay. So like if it's the way you really want a steak, like a medium well, right? That's like top, or not medium well, medium rare.
Okay.
That's like top banana. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So like that's where we're looking at, like how a steak is cooked. Sean Burke, for me right now, he's about a medium well. Like he's not the worst there, but he's not like anywhere close to being the best. I think I'm out of this group of people. I am probably not as horny for him and not wanting to order a medium well. I would probably send it back and let it can get a different one.
Do you want it less? You want it less?
I want it less.
Cooked. You're saying he's almost cooked here.
Yes.
But you're not horny for it.
No, I am not.
That's trying to gather.
Like yeah, it's not the way I like it. I know it's not explained well, and I apologize, but it's not the way that I want my steak cooked.
Yeah, my thought here is that this is like that girl your friend set you up with, and one of the first times you went out, she went totally insane, and your friend's like, no, give it another chance, and like now it's been a couple weeks, and it's all kind of going smooth enough, but you're just waiting for the next blow up. You're just waiting for the next session of insanity. And I think that's kind of what Burke is like for me right now. I'm waiting on the next time it all falls apart, which might be right around the corner.
I love it.
All right. Next up is Chase Meidroth. MSS. Tell us how much you want to eat or have sex with. I don't know.
I don't fuck my steaks anymore. I gave that up for lunch, and I have not gone back.
Take it easy. It's not liver.
So Chase is a rare steak. He's been cooked for 2 minutes on each side, but he has the potential to become something good and more palatable. So he still has all of the juices there to put him into the right place. So I'm going with rare for my guy.
Okay. You want to give him a little time?
Kind of horny, but he can still mature into a steak that I really, really want to fuck. Yes.
See, it wasn't me, Beef.
I use that now because you put it in my head.
Beef, where are you at with Chase Meidroth?
The thing with Chase, I was excited. I could be excited theoretically in this situation. However, this is like the chick that she's good looking, and even when you grow up, she's good looking. But you remember that in 7th grade, she picked her fucking nose and ate her boogers, and you cannot shake that single event that you and all your friends remember, man. That fucking pop-up bouncing off his stupid fucking head the other day has really scarred me from being in on Chase. And so it's like the girl who ate her boogers, and you're like, she's hot. And I know the boogers ain't still in her mouth, but when she was 12, she ate boogers, and I can't get in there right now. So that's where I'm at with Chase.
Fuck that, because Jose Canseco took the ball off the dome, and he's still one of my favorite.
That was after a lot of accomplishment trees. You're right before the horse here, my friend.
I get what you're saying, but like I can look at what he's done and not think about that. So, but with Chase, it is early. But my thought was a little bit different. Beef. Mine is that this is a girl that there's just kind of nothing special about. Like it's like almost like a plain Jane going on here, because it's like there's no big hit tool, there's no this. It's like a lot of on base,
not much speed, like it's just regular ass runner.
You see it short, there's not a lot of arm, it's just like kind of run of the mill regular. But when it's time to get down to business, zero complaints. And so that's where I'm at with Chase, because I feel like I'll overlook the header at second base. All right. Like I'll overlook that for now. I know it's tough for you, but I think if he keeps putting together a nice season and they actually play him at second base and have a shortstop, I think you'll feel a lot better about it.
Right.
You're probably right.
All right. Next up, Shane Smith. Beef Loaf. Where you at with Shane Smith?
Oh man. Shane Smith. This is like burst boners. This is like 5th grade boner and math class for Miss Chilla. I don't know if I've talked about Miss Chilla before. I'm sure I have in this class. Miss Chilla was a boner-inducing teacher, and I was in 5th grade, right at the time when you're getting your first real good boners. And man, it's rock hard, but to rip through my pants, the zipper's about to come undone. It's almost goddamn painful how excited I am about Shane Smith, especially because he's the Rule 5 guy, and then shows up and looks like, man, this is like a mid-rotation starter here. You bink this fucking thing out of nowhere. It feels like great fortune, and I'm just super excited. Every time he starts, I want to see what he does next.
I like it. I like the enthusiasm. And I mean, I remember Miss Chilla. I get where you're going. I wish other people could have experienced that so that they understand. But MSS, where are you at?
Listen, you guys are steak guys. I'm a steak guy. Best way to get a steak, medium rare. That's my guy right there. I agree 100% with Wolf. I am shocked he's doing as well as he's doing. Okay. And how excited I am for him, doesn't even matter that he has twin hot sisters. Like, it doesn't make me any more horny or less horny.
That's also nice. It helps, but it's not the whole thing. He's doing great for himself.
That's like, listen, that's
MSS dropping the real reason while he's talking through.
Well, he just a little additive there.
What I'm saying is, okay. You know how you can get like a crust, like a butter crust on your steak, right? Like they're just the butter crust on the steak. Steak's fine without it. You don't need it. You can just keep it right there. I don't need it, but it just helps. So that just enhances that, and that's what the sisters do for him. So, but yes, I love Shane Smith. He is my medium rare selection. Chorizo. How horny are you for Shane Smith?
So this is when you're dating that girl, and she's like very attractive and like really cool, and you so much so that you start getting suspicious as to why no one else wanted her. And why she's with your loser ass. So that's where I'm at with Shane right now. I'm nervous.
Gonna find out she's a fart walker.
Too good for you. That's what you're worried about.
It's like Newman thought you were unattractive. Like there's a paranoia to me right now about it. It's going so well that it makes me nervous. And not that he's destroying the world. I mean, we've talked about this beef. We might have landed a number 3 starter here, and that's a huge get
out of a Rule 5.
For Rule 5,
enormous.
Yeah. A number 5 starter is a huge get out of a Rule 5.
Correct.
So, like, if that's like where I'm seeing his upside too. So I'm not that crazy about him, but like at the same time, it's like, when have the Sox ever got this lucky? And like, so it makes me very, very nervous. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be.
You.
I am. Brooks Baldwin. My Sox summer. Where are you at with Brooks Baldwin?
Now listen. Brooks Baldwin is probably at his top of where he's going to be potentially right now. Maybe he'll get a little better. But he's just going to be a utility guy that slaps the ball around here and there. He's not going anywhere. Unfortunately, I don't see him improving too dramatically much, and neither will my horniness. He's a well-done steak. Still fine to eat if you have to. If you're at the wedding and they already served it to you, and you've had 6 Jaeger bombs, and you're like, I need to get something into my stomach before I start talking some real truce. So let me get this well-done steak in here. I'll put some potatoes on there or something, and then it'll be fine. It won't be as bad as what I thought. I
like that comparison there. The wedding steak. This is a wedding steak.
It is.
Because I mean, like, I think if I was looking through your list so far, Shane Smith, you're getting that at a Chicago steakhouse, like a legit steakhouse. Brooks Baldwin, wedding steak.
This is
Chase Meidroth is Outback Steakhouse, and Sean Burke. Sean Burke is like a Ponderosa or something.
Yeah,
like Golden Corral steak.
Like it's like the finest. It's the finest steak that Ponderosa has. The Sean Burke. So it's got those grill marks perfect on it, though. God damn it! I mean,
not even painted on.
That's how you make a nice little picture.
Beautiful beef. Brooks Baldwin.
Brooks Baldwin, this one is interesting because your friends seem to be a lot more excited about it than you are. And you know you're probably going to get down, but you're not really that jazzed about it. It's one of those things where you're like, man, okay, this is going to happen, but we're going to go out. I need to get some shooters. I need to get a little tequila in me, loosen your inhibitions, get a little revved up so I can get ready for this, because it's not as exciting to you somehow as it is exciting to other people. I just look around and like, yeah, I like that Brooks is on our team. He's a nice little piece for our team. But the excitement I'm seeing from the other fans, I'm just like, I'm not seeing that. It's a utility guy. It's good. Good. I like that. I like White Lurie. All right. I like Lurie Legend. I like White Lurie. But I lack the enthusiasm, Treasy.
In a similar place to you, Beef. In a similar place to you. I'm in this is your go-to you up text. Like this is who you're texting for that. No reason to be more than that. But it is good. It's good. It's good enough.
Right.
And it's not, it
ain't going nowhere.
It's comfortable.
You don't need to go out on a date.
Exactly. And you might even have a toothbrush there.
That's not what this is about. And both of you know it.
Exactly. Oh, shit.
All right. Last on the list is Edgar Caro. Beef Loaf, where you at?
Boys, this is big fourth date vibes for me. You're a little nervous about this one because you might have a chance to score, but you also might not. You're excited, but you're not sure what's going to happen. And to me, that's what Edgar was. I was real excited when he first came up. He produced a bunch, went to Kansas City. I think he maybe got one hit in like 12 plate appearances. He just wasn't very good at all. It's like, I'm nervous about what it could be. I think it could be something good, but I don't know if it's going to be something real good. So I'm still excited, but I'm not fully in there yet.
I got you. I'm in a similar spot. I'll get to mine in a minute, but I want to know where my sock summer is. Where are you getting the steak from?
Well, he's where are we getting the steak from? You already said Outback, but like something similar, like like Texas Roadhouse or something, maybe.
Okay.
But like a special one, right? So it's like, oh, it's Moo March, and then like we're giving out all these steaks, right? So he is the medium steak. Okay. So steaks don't make you horny. I mean, a well-cooked steak gets me horny. I don't understand what's happening going on here.
Sean says Applebee's.
It's very similar, Sean. I think a little bit more high-end, though. Definitely more high-end than a Chili's steak. He's a medium. He's just right there. It's not the best. It's not exactly what you wanted, but it's also not exactly what you didn't want. So he's suitable. It's okay. You'll enjoy it. It could be worse. It could be better, but it's fine. Like, I think that's what it makes it fun. We were talking last night in the playback. I'm not embarrassed by his play. I'm not embarrassed by something that he's done. That's a plus for me. So he's a nice medium steak. How you doing there, Cherezy?
So I mean, you guys know me. I'm locked in on Caro. I'm already bought in completely. So I put, you got married after 6 weeks, and you're really fucking hoping this works out. There's a lot right now.
Yes. That is 100% you. We've been excited about it.
I needed those rat pellets, but now I got. Now I'm in too deep. Not as deep as my summer is into a nice porterhouse.
Well,
it was. I mean, if I learned anything tonight, it was not about poping. It was not about any of the players, but it is my sock summer will fuck a steak if he's alone with it.
Horny. Like I listen, man. It's been a day, but I'll just say this is what I thought of, and I thought it was going good. John Carney said butter isn't a crust. Wolfgang. Actually, they do like a herb butter crust on steaks, so that is an actual thing. It is to make the crust that goes on there, but they do use butter on that. So I'm not a complete idiot. I am an idiot, but I'm not a complete idiot. So I cannot wait. I cannot wait until we get the text tomorrow from Mick, and it's going to be he's going to demolish me, and I'm just going to be like, just don't even listen to the rest of the episode. Just fast forward through my show.
JT in the comments says, no extra credit for Brooks because he has multiple positions.
That's why he's the go-to.
That's why he see you up, right?
That's the go-to text. That's your first one.
Right.
You even wait 5 minutes, man. You wait around.
John Carney says new Lennox Chili's steak. That's what That's what you want. And then Alex Rude mentions, has anyone mentioned the Pope lived in New Lenox at one point? We did not mention
No, we did not.
did not mention that at all.
I did see
I
that in the
partied
group
with
chat.
him. I partied with him when he lived in New Lenox. Though. That was cool.
Allegedly.
The Pope knows how to party. That's all we know. Guys, it is time for thank yous and GFYs. My Sock Summer, who are you thinking of GFY?
Man, I'm really
Any of us?
I'm really off tonight. But I want to say thank you to all the people that have gone on to eBay and they have placed a bid on this guy right here.
Yes.
We got the Dick
Oh, yeah.
Allen bobblehead that was given out last week with the dagger.
Yep.
You're not going to actually get this one. You're going to get one. You're going to have to put it together yourself. But if you go on it will get retweeted several times this up until Saturday because the auction ends Saturday. We've put a Dick Allen bobblehead up onto eBay, and we are donating 100% of the proceeds to the American Cancer Society. So please go up there, bid if you need it. Some of these things have sold for over $200. The cigarettes alone have sold for $60, which is just insane. And I got a couple extra. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to donate something here and do that. Also, a big thank you to all the people that have gone on to 108.ing/merch and purchased their 108ing road trip official 2025 108ing road trip merch. I got a Ringer t-shirt, I got a hat, and I got a koozie. Get the combo, you get all of it, $35 plus shipping. Listen, we ain't making a lot of money on this. I'm going to be the first to tell you. So please get in there, buy that, and be looking fresh to death when you go and party with us in Pittsburgh, because it's almost sold out, boys. There's 23 tickets left earlier today.
That's
I'm
right.
sure there's less. So
Saturday
that's
pre-party. Let's go.
150 people at a fucking pre-party for a White Sox Pittsburgh. I mean, this is going to be insanity. Make
Pittsburgh
sure
just
you
fired their manager.
buy one of these shirts, because you might need to change it because you might get so fucking crazy drunk because it's all you can drink for 2 hours. You might puke on yourself. You might need to change. So buy two. So yeah, $35 plus shipping. Get in there. 108.ing/merch.
Yeah, that shirt. I like that shirt a lot. Beef, who are you thinking of GFY?
I've got a thank you and a GFI. So a thank you first. Thank you to all the people that in the future are going to come to our Sunday Fun Day, May 18th, noon watch party, Sox vs. Cubs at Cork and Carey at the park. We're going to be giving away some stuff. We're going to have drink specials. There'll be no bingo. No bingo whatsoever.
Absolutely no bingo.
I will have some raffle tickets to give out to you guys. My Sox Summer is going to have a bunch of giveaways, possibly some giveaways that aren't even out in the streets yet that you can come out there and get. But also, how about this? You come, you listen to the show at noon, and let's get hammered together. Responsibly, of course. But a nice Sunday Fun Day. We haven't had a good Sunday Fun Day in a while, and we're due for one. So May 18th, come over to Cork at the park. That's 3259 South Princeton. Get your ass over there, and we'll enjoy your company. Now,
No
bingo. Yeah, no bingo whatsoever. Now my GFY. My GFY is to a certain restaurant on Morgan Street that will not be named that poured an entire goddamn tray of drinks on our table. A lot of it on my sister-in-law. And didn't even comp a single fucking drink in our meal at all. They are goddamn dead to me. I'm not saying their name, but you are dead to me. I ain't coming back ever, unless I'm forced into that place. Motherfuckers.
Yeah, that was wild.
Oh my God.
That was wild. And I mean, like, hey, those kinds of things happen. But yeah.
Shit happens, but you got to come with the comp. You got to come with the
drink.
comp, baby.
Comp a drink, baby.
That's right.
Chorizo, who are you thinking of GFI?
I am thinking all the people that have been coming out to Cork and then come over and say hello to us and talk with us, talk Sox with us for a little bit. We had multiple groups of people this past weekend. The funniest one was that dude who was like, he's talking to us, and Bill had told me, like, hey, that guy played on the Michigan team that won the national championship.
Oh,
and like I brought it up, he's like, I don't want to brag about that kind of stuff. It's like, I was like, we are not the attraction here. Let's
we can talk about this. We did ask him about Harbaugh though. That was pretty fun to like hear his insights on Harbaugh. Like,
but yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. I mean, what was great was people were even coming up to me talking about Star Wars because I had that on my jacket that had the big patch on it. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun with Cork. So I'm excited to keep that going. And we, like I said, like Beef said, see you there on May 18th.
Awesome.
Until then, we'll see you at the park this weekend.
Thanks for spending your little Friday with us. Hope you enjoyed yourself. We gave you your fill of baseball, beer, and bullshit. Now it's time for you to go do horny stuff. We'll see you next week. Espanol. That's adios, motherfucker.